This is where you guys come in. So, you'll do my first sound effect, then you'll do the second, then you'll do the third, and then just keep alternating all the way through. We're finished. It's just that simple. Make sure you have the mic at your... you seem so scared. It's all right. Just make sure you have the mic up against your mouth at all times so we can actually hear the sound effect. And I guess that should be it. How about a dangerous occupation like a firefighter or a lumberjack? Okay. It was a beautiful day in the forest. I opened the windows of my cabin. The sound of the loon greeted my ears. Up in the sky, I saw an eagle. It had a small dog in its mouth. It's a big dog, actually. Today was the day I had to go out into the forest and cut down a lot of trees. One fell down, so that made it easier. One less tree for me to cut. I opened the door to my cabin, which sounded very much like the windows. I made my way to my truck. Opened the door, which I had oiled a good morning. Started the engine. My chainsaw went off in the back seat. I turned it up. Once again, I started my truck. I had to get it looked at later that day. There was something calming about driving through the forest. I decided to put on some music. I had the worst taste in music. Lumberjacks. I decided to put on a Beatles tune.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be.
It was an album that only did the first 2 lines of every Beatles song. I didn't have a lot of time to listen to the full songs. I was coming up to where I had to cut my trees. I put on the brake and hit a rooster. This was a beautiful part of the forest. You could actually yell out and there'd be an echo. Hello!
Hello, hello, hello.
3 or 4 echoes, depending on where exactly you shouted. I took out my chainsaw, went up to the first tree. My cell phone went up. Hello?
Hi, dear.
It was my wife. Hi, hon, I'm right in the middle of cutting down a tree. What do you want?
Can you pick up some butter, some milk, and a loaf of bread?
I'm in the forest, but sure. I'll do that on the way back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Halfway through the tree, the chainsaw stops. I got my axe. Timber! It picked up speed as it fell to the ground. And straight ahead of me, I saw the biggest bear I'd ever seen in my life. He seemed quite angry. I got my gun. I loaded it, which it did by itself. I took aim and shot. The bear blew up. I had the most powerful rifle in the entire forest. The wind started to pick up. Then I smelled some smoke. There was a fire. It was a small one, so I just stepped on it. And it was out. There can't be a fear that a big forest fire can come along. Luckily, that was a small grass fire and it wouldn't do anything to anybody. I decided to make sure, and I dug some sawdust to put on it. It started to rain. And I beat myself at the same time. I was afraid of water. Ever since the date in the car wash, for some reason. just had to go back to my truck and wait until the rain stopped. The car phone went off. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing?
Excuse me? What am I wearing? I'm getting an obscene phone call in a forest? Yes, I am wearing plaid. It was a good choice. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling.
Call me, maybe.
All right. Didn't look like the rain was going to stop. It's a bottle of beer. It drank itself. So I got another can. Open it. And it felt a little gassy, so I burped. I decided to amuse myself. I used to do this thing when I was in college where I would burp loudly, then yodel, then make the sound of two bears mating. I felt confident. There was never a time in my entire life where this wasn't sounding at the best it could ever be. So I was going to burp, yodel, and then make the sound of two bears mating.
Bow chicka bow wow.